Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Melena Landrio, and if you're returning, thank you so much for your patience and for your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. I know I don't post as much as most people on this platform, but I do try to come in when I can with the messages that God wants me to share. And today I have a prophetic dream that I received maybe less than a week ago, and I've been putting the pieces together. I've been getting the information down to be able to accurately display what it is that I'm being asked to relay. I do have a quick sketch of what I saw. I am by no means a professional artist. I do love art. I do try my best. But this is just a quick sketch, so please bear with my artistry. I am told that it will connect with whomever needs to receive this message today. So beforehand, I did some dice. I pulled some dice today, and the particular dice that came up was this particular one. So somebody is all tied up in something. There's some sort of rope connecting various people to some form of circumstance. Now, this circumstance might involve an Aquarius, and the Aquarius came out in the reverse. So what I'm getting from this is somebody, so an Aquarius is somebody who's born from January 20th to February 18th, for those of you who don't know. And they're usually very creative. They're very independent. They have this gauge for humanity and this creative flair moving forward in life, maybe in even an eccentric way. In the reverse, this could also proclaim some form of detachment, some form of rebellious disconnect in regards to whatever circumstance it is that has created them to maybe have formulate some form of opinion, or maybe even some impatience in some sort of a circumstance that required them to detach from whatever understanding they had in whatever this circumstance was. So what it feels like is somebody, because it's I feel it in my solar plexus, and it feels kind of excruciating. It feels like, excuse me, my nose is itchy. It feels like something gut-wrenching, something that maybe caught them off guard in regards to whatever this circumstance was. It could be a relationship. It could be some sort of maybe some sort of partnership, something to do with another person or other people. And there was something that has occurred that created some form of stifled feathers to occur, where they became a little bit disconnected and distraught from whatever this situation is. It was something that really triggered an inner wounding, perhaps from childhood, because this is the solar plexus that could definitely connect to that, pertain to that type of circumstance. Now, what's associated with the Aquarius is the 11th house, and the 11th house is all about community. So this could be a community of people that has caused this type of experience for this particular Aquarius, or it's a space that this Aquarius has gone for refuge towards. So it could be one or the other. But I'm feeling like there's some sort of an attachment here. There's some sort of binding. I'm definitely feeling like my legs are feeling numb and weak, which is making me feel like there's a loss of power here. So some sort of power struggle, some sort of control has taken place. And I feel like this is to do with this community, because I do feel like this community is maybe somewhere where they leaned on in some form of circumstance that was causing them to detach or remove themselves from maybe another circumstance, and they went towards a community to lean on them. And this is significant in regards to the attachments. Perhaps they've created some form of connection with them, some soul ties, some sort of binding has occurred, and it's causing them to lose footing. It feels like the footing, especially on the left dynamic, so the feminine energy, could be very significant in regards to this particular individual. Now, what else came up was the 8. So this could be somebody who's a life path 8. Forgive my fingernails, guys. I know they're kind of stained purple. I was cutting purple cabbage today and washing it, and that's what happened to me. So it stained some of my nails. So my apologies if they look dirty. But yeah, the number 8 is significant. And this could be somebody who's a life path 8. But I feel like this also has to do with their 8th house, which has to do with inheritance, I believe, and regeneration. So like amping up to create some sort of financial abundance, materialism in their lives. Now, what also comes up with the 8th house that really illuminates is some form of hidden knowledge that is pertaining to this inheritance or regeneration of something. Something's hidden from this Aquarius. It could be some sort of a debt that's hidden, and it could also involve death and self-sacrificing behaviors. Could also be relatable. Now, the 8th house, I believe, rules the reproductive organs, and this is really significant. For whatever reason, it's really illuminating to me, the reproductive organs. So something to do with reproduction. And I want to say the control, but it's not control, but like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's your body, it's your choice, it's your, it's your body, your vessel, and nobody else can tell you what to do with it, right? It's your vessel. It's like these are her reproductive organs, and the say isn't really on others, but there's some sort of like power control over someone's reproductive organs. There's something to do with this. The word black market just came into my mind, so something to do with a black market. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good. And what else came up was the South Node. If you guys can see that. So someone's in their South Node. They could be dealing with somebody who's karmic from a past life. And this is somebody who's trying to survive. They're just getting through their karmic cycles. They just keep rotating through the same cycle of the same generational curse that they're trying to break or trying to get free from. And they're just kind of going through the motions of the same story, different day, same story, different day. It's like you could go through a cycle of abandonment for a decade of your life, and then you decide that's it, I'm done with it, and then you move on, but you didn't really understand fully what that was. There was some counterpart missing, and then you meet a new, let's say, community, because there's community coming out in this, a new community, and then there's some form of abandonment issue regarding this, but to a deeper extent, because when you don't learn the lesson the first, second, third, fourth time that you're being showed it, it gets more severe, like a slap in the face. So you finally get it because your ancestors are sick of you not understanding it. So this person is going through these vicious cycles of whatever the circumstance may be. And they're at that point now where they're just trying to survive through whatever this heartache is, whatever this grief is. And they're looking for healing. They're looking for, they have some sort of an awareness that healing is required, and they're sorting out such instances to help them with this. And this is what I got from the dice at the beginning of this. And I'm just going to read you my channel now. I'm going to read it. I'm going to just, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just going to start from what I started with. For whatever reason, this is significant, and I'm asked to share this with you. While we were praying a few days ago, I received this along my thumb. I had this sharp, burning sensation. It was like a string, like a straight line. It burned, like a sharpness to it. And it was on my thumb, on the outside of my thumb. Now, when I hold my rosary, I hold it in my hand, but it's usually falling down my palm. It's not touching my thumb, okay? Especially not this side of my thumb. I don't know if you can see this, but you see this like little red mark here? So that's where the pain started. And then it immediately, like it blistered up. And I watched it with my family because I mentioned something's burning. And as I'm looking at my thumb, my partner comes over and we're all watching this swell up into a blister. But nothing touched me. Maybe this is voodoo or some sort of witchcraft. Maybe. That's nothing new to me. That does happen. But this is just something that's significant to this download. It's now gone. I didn't play with it at all. I left it alone, and now it's flattened out, and it's just that little red mark that you see on my thumb. It's kind of weird, right? Now, I've had major burns in my life. I remember this reminded me of I had first, second, and third degree burns on 60% of my thigh years ago. And some of the blisters that I have filled with liquid. And this is kind of like that, except it wasn't as thin, the blister. It was a thick skin. Very weird experience. I have these weird experiences, physical experiences with my body when I come into these channels. So I'm told this is relating to something here. So I don't know why it's significant, but something to do with a burning sensation and blistering is relevant in regards to this particular download, this particular dream that I channeled. Now, a woman named Jen came into my mind. And there was something to do with a snack. Like it was like a dome-shaped clear container on one side and flat on the other. And this dome was filled with these little snacky foods like dried berries and maybe gummies or pretzels. I don't know what was in it. I do think there was like red berries, like or raspberries or something in it, dried up, it looked like, or candied for whatever reason. And for whatever, I don't know what this candy's called. I've never seen it before, but I feel like it's called dog bark like on a tree. I'm not 100% sure if the dog word is in there, but it's something bark. And this woman, whoever Jen is, she really liked them. And I believe her name is Jen. That's for whatever reason was coming up into my mind, okay? And this is a dream that I had. Then suddenly this dream went from this woman Jen loving this snack. It changed scenes to a woman on a boat. And she's jumping in the water and she has all this gear on, like to jump into the water, to breathe underwater, like a lot of gear. I'm not sure. I'm not a strong swimmer and I don't partake in water type activities. But I feel like this might be called like deep sea diving, or another word that came into my mind. I believe I wrote it later on. I can't think of it right now. I think I wrote it again, so I'll probably read it up. But anyways, all this gear, and she jumps into the water, and I feel like she's deep sea diving. And there's something specific that she's going into the water for, but I don't know what that is, okay? I just know there's the specifics here. And I feel like there could be some form of communication underneath the water. And I say this because, for two reasons. There's something that happens, and I'll touch on that when I talk about that makes me think something startled her to create some sort of incident that occurred under the water. So that's one way I'm seeing it. But I say this also because in the dream, it felt like there may have been like an argument, or like I heard an argument in my dream while she was going into the water. So this could have happened like prior to her jumping into the water. But what happened was my dream ended with her getting cut by something at the back of the boat. And this is what makes me think that maybe she had some sort of tubing or connection to whomever was driving the boat, like to speak to them. Because all of a sudden it shows her underneath the motor, and it's like all of a sudden she's like, she throws her hands forward, and it's like, and she's looking at her hands like something happened to her hands. And there's another part of my channel coming up that I'm going to share, which makes me think this is what happened. I know this doesn't make any sense as I'm saying it, but I'll get to that. Welcome to the way my brain works. Yeah, so she's underneath the motor, and all of a sudden the boat starts up, and she gets cut, and the boat takes off. And then it shows her plummeting down, descending deeper and deeper until I couldn't see her anymore. And then I woke up, and it was Saturday morning, 10:09. Could be significant. Okay. Now, I don't know if her name is Jen, but for whatever reason, this name kept coming to mind. And she had this short hair, straight hair. And it was, this was what it was, scuba diving. It was either she was deep sea diving or scuba diving. I don't know the differentiations. One's obviously deeper than the other. But those are the two things that came into my mind that she could have been doing. Again, like I said, I'm not a seasoned swimmer in any sense of the word. I have pretty much basic swim lessons. But these all came to my mind March 1st, 2025. Okay, these are the things that I was thinking about. Now, I'm kind of going backwards to my older channels and dreams. On February 28th, at 12:36 a.m., I started to cough, like I had a choking cough out of nowhere. It was as if something was lodged in my throat that needed to come out. And I saw this flash of this ring, and it reminded me of, you know what? I'm going to read it the other way around. Hold on. Forgive me. February 26th, I had a dream. I saw this crystal dish. I drew it, just very quick drawing. And it had this flat top, and there was like some sort of pattern on the top of the dish. Like, whatever reason, I was thinking sacred geometry could be relevant. And it, you know those cookie tins that you get at Christmas with those, I think they're like Danish cookies. They're like crunchy cookies, and they come out at Christmas time, and like your grandparents may have used it as a sewing kit. Those tins. This crystal dish is shaped like one of those tins, and it's got a lid, and it's a flat lid. And next to this, I saw this on a table. Next to this crystal container laid two pinky fingers, and they were like pinkish in color. It was almost as though they were placed in a process of I don't know if these are the right words, but like, is it compression? Like, it's like they're, if you pinch your finger long enough, it turns purple, right? It's like to stop the blood flow. Like they're pinkish, like somebody put something on the end to keep it looking a specific way. I don't know. Is it coagulation? I don't know. There's something to do with like stopping the blood and it turning pink or red. And I don't know if they were placed inside this crystal dish, or like if that's where they naturally go and someone took them out to look at them. I don't know what this is, but somebody's missing two pinky fingers. And now back to what I was trying to say was, this choking cough came out of nowhere, like I had something in my throat that needed to come out. And then I saw this flash of a ring. It reminded me of those pinky fingers that I just saw. And it was like a single diamond ring. It was like platinum or white gold. And the metal was not shiny. It was matted. And there was like the spiral line curved design on the ring itself. It was emphasizing something. Maybe it curved up, like the matted part curved up to the diamond. It was a solitaire diamond. And it was very sparkly. It was a rather large diamond. So, for whatever reason, I was seeing this diamond ring, and those two fingers came to mind. So maybe this is a ring that somebody wore on the pinky finger. Maybe it wasn't a pinky finger. Maybe it was a ring finger. But for whatever reason, choking is significant. It kind of represents like somebody needing to get something out, like it's stuck in their throat. Maybe about a ring. I don't know. Maybe it's not about that at all, but it is significant. So this is the picture I drew. So what I saw with it was this. It was like a wooden table. It was like a wooden table, very heavy. And this is the crystal dish. And it had this really intricate design. And then there was two pinky fingers just sitting next to it. And I believe in the background there was a fireplace. It was a very dark, kind of like, I want to say like a smoker's room, like a dark, comfy room where you would sit after dinner with family or friends. Like it's just, or you would just sit in quiet. It's a dark, calm ambiance kind of room is how it felt. It was very dark. And the light was the fire. And I'm going to show you the picture of the woman that I saw. Now, this woman, obviously, she's not as sallow in the face. She's got a little bit more roundness and youthfulness to her, but this is the best that I can do. Now, her eyes are very light colored, like my eyes. So I'll just, if you guys can see my eyes here, her eyes are a little bit more lighter. They stand out lighter. And she's got freckles. And she's got this like short, wispy, blonde, highlighted, lighter than my hair color naturally, I think, highlighted hair. And the freckles are on her cheeks. I don't know if you could see them. I tried to do justice. There's a specific freckle, though, that was like next to her eyes, one of her eyes. Really, really well-defined cheekbones, very thin woman. And that's who I saw. That's the woman I saw that jumped off the boat that might have her name Jen. Now, while I was drawing this, the name Casey came into my mind. So maybe her name is Casey and maybe Jen is somebody else, or maybe her name is Jen and maybe Casey is somebody else. For whatever reason, these are the two names that came to my mind. So I don't know if they're relatable to this particular channel, if they're relating to anybody in regards to this channel, in regards to the story that I've shared, in regards to this drawing and the sketch, and something to do with two pinky fingers. Two fingers. So that's what I got there. And I pulled some cards on this. And the cards that I pulled that first came out were the Ace of Swords. Okay. And the Ace of Swords is influenced by the Five of Wands, I believe. Okay. So we have the Ace of Swords and the Five of Wands. Now, the Ace of Swords, because it came out first, this is always truth, right? The Ace of Swords is usually some sort of truth is being confirmed here today. So what this is saying is what I'm saying is true. There's somebody, this has happened to somebody. It's essentially like upholding divine authority. And depending on where this situation, what has happened with this situation will depend on the wrath of the divine on whomever has caused this suffering, this pain, this disservice for somebody, okay? So we have the Ace of Swords, and this could be a card showcasing the sort of wrath, punishment, and affliction, okay? But what this is also showcasing, as it's being influenced by the Five of Wands, so some sort of lust or desire is really emanating, and regarding some sort of competition, something cruel that was invoked in regards to some sort of competitive circumstance fueled with desire and lust, and also causing a lot of grief, like a lot of fighting or quarreling amongst maybe two people. It could be the group of people. Now, the Ace of Swords, this is influencing the Ace of Swords. So this is like they're trying to gain some sort of power. Like this cruel intention, this competition is to invoke some form of power. And this could be power that is for evil, or it could be for good. This doesn't feel so good because of the circumstance that I saw in my dream. So I feel like this is something that has been invoked to gain power in an evil way. And it's also showcasing strength through trouble. So somebody has gained a lot of strength through the troubles that they've been through. And I feel like there's some sort of like manipulative experience going on in regards to the utilization of the understanding of somebody's strength through their trouble, and just trying to like get the one up on them, utilizing that information is how this feels. Now, what else came out as the with these two cards as the goal or destiny was the Empress and the Star card. Sorry. So I have both the Empress and the Star card. Now, the Empress is someone who is loved, and they also emanate love, and they have found beauty and happiness through much upheaval. They look towards life with the graciousness that they've learned to have for themselves in these circumstances where they've met a lot of difficulty, and they were hardened from it, and they had to become gentle. It's just like fire fusing a diamond, right? It's like the path that they have lived has really formulated who they are into becoming this Empress stature. This is somebody who has a lot of life experience. They embody their life experiences to fulfill success and great fortune as they move forward. And with the Star card also popping out with it, and it was hidden at first when I pulled the cards. So it's like maybe they don't fully understand their embodiment or the benefit of who they are to the fullest extent of how they are going to be present in such a circumstance as becoming the Star. Like this could be somebody that could really inspire a lot of people through the experiences that they have, but maybe they don't get this, or maybe they have a lot of clarity through the visions that they receive, or they inspire a lot of like spiritual guidance or insight. Maybe they just do it naturally without thought, and it's not even thought of as anything special, because it's just something that they naturally do. I feel like that's who this is. It's somebody who's naturally a star, and they have become an Empress type stature, and somebody could not handle it. There's a lot of fighting over this, a lot of trouble invoked, a lot of difficulty and through cruelty in preying on what this Empress has been through to try to create some disservice for them. That's what I'm getting from these cards in particular. Okay, so we have those to showcase the reading. Now, when I asked what had happened in regards to this layout, I got the Four of Swords reversed, and this is gaining authority through struggle. This is like somebody has gained some sort of authority or authoritative, or they believe they have some sort of authoritative positioning over somebody who has gained a new perception through their struggle. Because in the upright, this is all about foundations, but when it's in the reverse, it's kind of showcasing somebody trying to recreate, trying to rebuild, trying to formulate from wherever their life has crumbled. So this tells me, and this is again the solar plexus with the grief and the gut experience that I'm having, this is telling me this is something that was life shattering for this person. And the Four of Swords in the reverse is really showcasing that Now, I also received the Three of Discs in reverse as well. And this is somebody is being really selfish. They're being greedy, um, um, possibly seeking for selfish reasons, some sort of authority here in regards to the Four of Swords. So the information that they may know, they're utilizing it for their own selfish needs or wants. And then we have Strength in the reverse, which, well, the Strength card in this deck, which is the Nine of Wands in reverse. And this is like victory after upheaval. Like this is somebody having victory over all the upheaval and the fear that they have had induced in their life, and they were able to conquer it. Like trying to formulate a structure again, trying to build with what collapsed. It's like using what you're, like I said, it's the Empress, somebody who's been through a lot, and they're utilizing whatever they've been through to cultivate a way forward to success. And the Strength, the Nine of Wands in reverse, is also talking about a tremendous force. So this could be pertaining to this person who's been through all of this, is utilizing it as an Empress, as a star energy, and they're really cultivating something that's tremendously forceful to move forward with. That could be one way of perceiving it, or it could be somebody else has pushed through with tremendous force. And with the Queen of Swords coming out with these cards to showcase, what has happened. The Queen of Swords is somebody who's an individualist. They thrive being an individualist. They're very perceptive. They're very confident, and they can be very graceful. And they can also, just be that confidant, that person to speak to in regards to the circumstance. And the fact that this is somebody that had selfish seeking intentions and regarding some information that they know about a person. So this is telling me this could be the orchestrator of the experience that I described earlier in the read. So that's somebody who's like competing. Somebody who's competing, they're trying to create some form of cruel instance due to some form of lust or some form of deep connection, like desire that they desire, and it's creating a lot of fighting to try to get people it's like it's giving me this, they'll do anything to get what they want kind of vibe. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay. And then we have, from there, I asked, what did it lead to? And I got the Six of Wands, and I got the Nine of Discs together. And the Six of Wands is all about triumph after strife. And it's also a great increase of wealth was displayed. And with the Nine of Discs, the wealth that's displayed, it feels like it's like breadcrumbing, like, oh, let's give them, like, let's say this person, Jen or Casey, this woman that drowned, let's say she was down and out and needed support, needed some sort of assistance to rebuild her life. These people gave her money that she felt really grateful to receive or have, let's say. But it was just like, it was like a prompt to, like, this is what you could gain with us moving forward. Like, there's more where that came from. But what was really going on was, it was like, in the same instance, it's like some form of completion was done. And I feel like this is like the hidden knowledge. It's some form of completion. It's like, oh, she took the money, so now there's like an attachment. There's like a binding contract between the two. And this person might be perceiving them as just trying to help her, which is, I feel like, a manipulation, maybe tactic that was placed with this triumph. It's like this card here, the Six of Wands. It's like showcasing that they're look at you, like, look at you, you made this money for us, like, you're great, look at all this money you made, look at how you're doing, look at where you were like 6 weeks ago before you met us, and now look at where you are, like, amazing, right? Like, just like really trying to illuminate that this person is like they're doing the right thing by them and they're there to support them, but really what's happening is it's manipulation. There's something deeper going on, and that's what these two cards are giving me. And that's where the Four of Swords and the Three of Discs and the Nine of Wands all in reverse led to in regards to this Queen of Swords energy. And in the future, what's coming is the Ten of Wands, and this is all about oppressive energies. This is also like, it's like some sort of force detach, like in regards to spiritual like sources, like a loss of spiritual connection. This could also represent like fire in its most destructive element. Fire, it is an element. Fire in its most destructive purpose. Like, it's like whatever was dealt towards this person who was wrongfully killed, left for dead. Maybe people have a token of her body by having her fingers. Whatever has occurred to this person, this is saying like this is future energy, and I feel like this is like backlash coming, because it's like this person, they're forced detached, like they don't have spiritual backing, is what this is saying, this particular deck. And I feel like it's like the destructive aspect is like the lying that you've done, you're now going to receive. Repressing information will now happen to you. The slander and the cruelty and the negative intentions that you have placed out there to ridicule or mutilate or hurt this person is what you're going to be receiving. It's like a karma is how it feels. Yeah, karma is how it feels. And that's the future energy of this. It's like, so something is coming around right now. And the current of this energy is the Queen of Cups. And in the environment is the Princess of Discs. Now, these two cards together, it's like the Queen of Cups is somebody that has the gift of observation. There's somebody that is empathic, very intuitive. They are transcendent in their abilities. They're very connected, okay? And this is what I'm getting from this Queen of Cups energy. And with the Princess of Discs in the energy as well, this is all about an embodiment. Like there's something that's coming down. Like this is an intuitive nature, right? This is the cups. This is the emotional flow. But then we have the physical, the physicality, which is the discs energy, right? The cups and the discs. So the physical energy of the princess, it's like something is coming into fruition right now in the environment at this time. And this is... this has to do with like preserving information. This Princess of Discs is somebody who holds or boasts great beauty and also strength. And there's like wonderment to this card. The nature of it's like, it's of reproduction, it's of pregnancy. And again, at the beginning, I said reproductive organs are significant. So this is a card that's all about the fertility and the reproductive nature. And it's essentially something is working its way, it's adapting its way to come to the surface, is what these two cards together. So it's like there's somebody with this this ability to be able to connect to spirit, to connect in a way that is supreme. It's above most. And because they're able to do this type of embodiment is now coming into fruition. And that's what this is showcasing here with the Queen of Cups and the Princess of Discs. That's what I'm reading off of those two cards. In the emotions, we have a Prince of Cups. Now, for whatever reason, I thought to myself, boy. So it made me think there was a pregnancy. And I also saw a fetus. So there could be some sort of secret violence. This particular deck, this particular card could showcase a secret indulgence to violent behavior. And I interpret this as secret violence as like I said at the beginning when I was explaining somebody's womb, like somebody's reproductive organs. It was like, I keep saying the word like, it was almost as if somebody had taken it upon themselves to take ownership of somebody's reproductive organs. That's what's coming through. And something to do with a pregnancy, something to do with a son, and something to do with a fetus. And the black market just came into my mind again right now. So there could be something relating to this in some sick, twisted way. It's like this particular character, this energy is somebody who cares more about gaining power and having the information, like, and having the power over the information. So whatever this information is, let's say they took someone's reproductive organs, they stole their baby, their fetus, they did something and they sold it. Let's say they did that. This is like a power move in their mind, and the energy is like maybe this person didn't know what happened to them, or maybe I don't know. There's something strange about this energy here in regards to this. It's like trying to piece it. It's almost as if like was she drugged and then like did some sort of surgery occur? And then like was the fighting and the quarreling over this? Or was there like some form of, oh, we'll be here for you, we'll do whatever it takes. But the reality is they paid somebody, because I had the 3 of discs in reverse, right? That maybe they paid somebody that wasn't really working in the up and up. Like maybe it's not a 3, maybe her and this person, and then the Queen of Swords, or somebody affiliated in regards to some sort of reproductive organ surgery. And maybe she thought that maybe she went in to get an abortion. And maybe she thought that that's what it was going to be, but maybe this fetus was actually taken and utilized for something more, which I think happens. I think happens in those places. This person is caring more about the power and covering their tracks and the wisdom. Like it gives them this, like, I have this over you, and this gives them this like this ruthlessness. And I feel like that's something that this particular person, like, they get off on it. Like it's something that they get off on. And anyways, this person's in their emotions at this time. So maybe something has come out, maybe something has occurred that's not so trustworthy in regards to this community, or these people, these connections in regards to this woman. Maybe something of importance, this information is coming out in a profound way that they didn't know, like this Queen of Cups energy with the Princess of Discs. Like they're coming out with this information and they're stating it all, and maybe it's going to ring a bell to somebody who is going to put the pieces together for this poor woman. And the outcome, I got the Ace of Wands, and this is like divine, the orchestration. This is it's like a natural force of energy coming in to bestow the truth. It's like the cards that came out were talking about balance with the 10 of Wands, right? Tit for tat, right? What you've put out, you are now going to sow. That's the future energy, and this is the outcome. And this is all about energy, strength, and force. So how was the energy that was put out against this woman? Was it fair? Was it warranted? No. Then this is what you'll receive back. How was the strength of it? How was that invoked? Was it kind? Was it loving? Was it angry? Was it aggressive? That's what you'll get back. And like, what kind of force was it? Were you working evilly? Were you working with this need to like take over, aggressive again, like, or were you calm, cool, collective, like had their best intentions? I think this is essentially what this card is showcasing. It's like this energy is coming out now. I mean, I'm speaking about it here. I drew a picture of a woman. This could be Jen, or this could be a woman named Casey. This is the woman I saw drowning. She had short hair. This is the best that I could see her. And she was very thin, but she was like maybe in her late 20s, early 30s. She was young. And she was quite beautiful. Beautiful cheekbones, small like little nose, like big eyes, big lips. You know, just it felt like a lot of really big energy coming off of her from what I saw. I mean, she jumped in to do some deep sea navigation. I mean, that's someone who is very confident in their abilities. They obviously have some form of a skill. There's something going on with that. Anywho, this is the message. This is what I got. So I hope this was helpful for somebody here, or whomever is meant to receive this message when they're meant to receive it. I hope that it helps in some way, shape, or form. I'm going to leave it here now. So until next time, guys, take care.